Morning, everybody.
Morning.
Morning.
We will start off as drainage trustees. Would you read the minutes of the last meeting, Courtney?
So the last meeting was April 14th, 2025. The Wright County Board of Supervisors met in regular session as trustees of the drainage districts with the following members present: Rick Rasmussen, Dean Quinn, Glenn Lukes, Ashley Bosch, and Betty Ellis. Also present were Courtney Morris, drainage administrator, and Amanda Meyer, auditor. Other interested parties were Wright County Monitor via Zoom and Bob and Judy via Zoom. Motion by Rasmussen and seconded by Cluse to call the meeting to order. Motion carried. There were no drainage claims needing approval. Minutes of the previous meeting on April 7th, 2025 were read and approved. There were 3 work orders that were reviewed and approved. Secondary Roads was made aware of the work order for DD 184 as it includes work in the right of way. DD 184 in section 20 of Iowa Township. The description is Hickenbottom intake broken and not draining. DD 62 in section 6 of Woolstock is a replace broken tile. And the last one is DD 149 in section 24 of Woolstock, which is for a blowout in a 36-inch tile in the waterway. There were no drainage invoices needing approval. Ellis shared that she was contacted by a landowner north of Clarion who requested contact information for DKM Enterprises. The landowner reported a piece of farm equipment was damaged when the tire fell into a hole in the area where the A-line pipeline was removed. Morris stated that she has been in communication with the drainage attorney in an effort to safeguard the districts if or when damage is discovered to a district asset as a result of the A-line pipeline removal. Legal counsel suggested to Morris that a letter should be drafted requesting a letter of submittal or substantial completion and confirming that DKM Enterprises is responsible for any problems that develop due to the pipeline removal. Morris shared that a landowner south of Prestige and west of the agribusiness park came into the office to discuss pattern tiling his land and outletting into the open ditch of Joint Drainage District 46-92, which lies west of Prestige. The landowner was informed that he would need to petition the district to have his land annexed into the district as it is currently in no man's land. The landowner was due to return the following day to pick up paperwork for the annexation petition, but has yet to return. Morris asked Supervisor Bosch to visit the area and confirm that work has not commenced. Bosch reported that it appears no work has commenced. With guidance from the drainage attorney, it was highly suggested that a letter be drafted and sent to the landowner reminding him of the requirements that need to be met in order to outlet into the district open ditch. Ellis also shared that she was contacted about the project being done in DD 36 lateral C west of Clarion and a concern that there would be additional costs to the district for the project and the width at which the ditch was widened to. Rasmussen stated that he has spoken to Dan Henniger and there will not be any additional costs above what has previously been discussed. Morris added that she will reach out to Dan Henniger to get an update on DD 36 lateral C project along Highway 3 and a timeline projection for DD 36 lateral 3 further north. Motion by Cluse and seconded by Bosch to adjourn the meeting. Motion carried.
Any additions or corrections? If not, they stand approved as read. Any drainage claims?
No claims for today.
Okay, open forum for public input regarding drainage districts.
I got work order. Lateral 1 and 36. And then my comments on lateral C is that it's a shame that our trustees couldn't follow the rules set aside for them. So I don't know, did you look at that project on lateral C? Or lateral 1?
I did.
Okay,
I did.
what's your comment on it?
It appears to me that if there used to be riprap on the west edge of that it's all been washed over onto the east edge of it.
That's not correct.
Pardon me?
That's not correct.
Okay.
That riprap on the east is the result of what happened from that berm that's built up on the west. And it swung the stream into the bank on the east side and took the bank out on the east side. And when they put the riprap in, they should have also corrected the reason it happened.
Cleaned out the ditch.
Yeah, remove that and possibly put riprap in its place.
Good.
But that didn't happen, that's been years ago now.
Okay, like how many years ago do you think, Mark?
One of the last big floods we had, you pick one,
Okay,
yeah.
all right, probably
But
2008.
The thing of it is, in lateral C, there's a tremendous amount of silt gets in there. And that's probably part of the reason that build up on that bank.
Right. And I went out and viewed the site, at the request of Courtney and took some pictures, and the pictures would be evidence to what you're talking about. I mean, there's obviously silt there and it's silted in there, which is causing it to start to snake.
Yeah, it has vegetation on the west side and the east side where it leaves where it makes the bend, there's vegetation there now. But who knows when the next event happens and that goes away.
Right. And so, I think that what you're requesting is to have this dipped out, and you would like to have Myers do it rather than Henniger's do it.
Yeah. I think Myers got a longer reach. We've experienced Myers' work and he does an excellent job
Okay,
in the project that he did on some land at Mitch Farms. Mitch owns,
yes, sir.
yeah.
I've got no problem with Brandon going out and doing the work for sure. And I would agree that there should be riprap on the west bank where C dumps into, is that called lateral one?
Yeah,
Um,
that doesn't need to be done until that you can access it from the north.
Okay.
And that has to go through land that's farmed.
it's there's so little fall there that I think that we're gonna continue to experience silting. And the only way around that is just to continue to clean it out.
Yeah,
So,
that's exactly right. And lateral C, I want to make a comment about lateral C. In the late eighties, my boys rode the four-wheelers down lateral C. It was just as wide as the four-wheelers. Today you can float a barge down it.
I don't know about a barge, but it is very wide. You are correct.
It should not have been that wide. That's all right.
And
It's done.
well, it's not done because there's already, I mean, I walked all along lateral C from, Keokuk out to where lateral one is, 3/4 of a mile. And the 2-to-1 slope is really good at the east portion. It gets closer to I don't know, it's less than 2-to-1 in places on the south side of the creek. And there's already evidence of sloughing. I took some pictures of that because there's no vegetation there. And that would be one of the things that I would like to have relayed to Brandon Meyer when he dips that out, is to try and leave as much vegetation on the bank as he can.
He's pretty good at it. The experience I've had with the work he's done,
Right.
yeah, I think he's pretty good at it.
But when you take all the vegetation away,
Well, we're in trouble out there right now if we get a big rain.
Yes, sir.
Deep trouble. So we might have to put some of that back in there. But anyway, that's what it is.
very good. I will sign that, the work order, and I will also recommend that there be riprap put on the west side of the bank where lateral C dumps into lateral one.
Cause there's two streams coming together.
Yes, sir.
There can be a tremendous amount of water in there.
Yep.
With a lot of force. Yeah, that would be a good idea, actually.
Okay.
Okay, review and act on drainage work orders.
Okay, we have 3 work orders. The first one is for Dean. It is for Sub Drainage District 130 in Section 4 of Lincoln Township. And not quite sure where, because there's 2 different locations, so one or both of these locations will either be on the lateral 3 or the main, or one on each. I have requested when this work order gets sent out to the contractor, who is Mountain Movers, that they provide us with those GPS coordinates, so we know exactly for sure where those are at, so they get assessed back to the correct district, just because it's so close to that connection there. But this is reported by Roger Hop. And he has reported the tile is separated and it is an 8-inch tile that is not hooked up to a 10-inch tile. And like I said, that he reported 2 different locations right there. The second work order, is also for Dean. It is in Drainage District 36 on lateral 1. This is the one for Morris that we just talked about in section 34 Blake Township. He has requested Meyer on this, and this is for the silting in along the ditch bank. And then the last one is for Rick. This is for Drainage District 109 on the main in section 1 of Norway Township. This was reported by Don Goman. He does not have a preference on who the contractor is. And he has reported that the need to replace a broken tile where there's a 16-inch tile. And I believe this is another location of our map on Beacon where the line might slightly be off. So we need to make sure that we get the correct GPS coordinates from the contractor and verify that that line is off, so we can have it adjusted on the Beacon map.
Okay, just let me know who you get to do it.
Yep.
Okay? Review and sign any open drainage invoices. I don't think we
Yeah.
Yep.
got
We have
one.
some invoices here. We have 4 of them. All 4 of them are for beaver tails. So we had some trapping that was done. The first one we have is from a James Crawford. He is a new trapper. He has signed up to be on our list, so we have updated our list to have him added on. He trapped 16 tails along 2 different areas in section 32. They are in Drainage District 219 and Drainage District 121-54. And then the other 3 are from Jack Britton, and he trapped 1 beaver in DD 36 in Dayton Township, 2 beaver tails in DD 36 in Lake Township, and 3 more tails in DD 36 in Dayton Township.
Motion to approve the presented invoices for beaver tails.
Second. All in favor? All ayes. Anything else before the board on drainage?
That's it.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All ayes.
Jack.
Thanks, Warren.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now we will convene as Board of Supervisors. I need approval of the tentative agenda.
Make that motion. Are you second?
All in favor?
Aye.
All ayes. Amanda, would you read the minutes from the last meeting?
April 14th, 2025, the Board of Supervisors met as Drainage District trustees to view the minutes from the drainage meeting. See the Drainage District minutes on the county website. Chairman Rasmussen called the regular meeting of the Wright County Board of Supervisors to order at 9:12 a.m. Members present were Clues, Bosch, Rasmussen, Lukes, and Ellis. Motion by Bosch and second by Ellis to approve the tentative agenda. Item 12C for the use of the courthouse grounds for the CDA. Motion carried. Minutes of the special meeting of April 7th, 2025 were read and approved with 1 correction, and the minutes of the regular meeting of April 7th, 2025 were read and approved. Motion by Clues, second by Ellis to receive the quarterly revenue report from the Wright County Recorder. Motion carries. Tip and polling communication structure presented wage adjustments effective July 1st, 2025. Poland has been working with the county HR attorney Mike Galloway to determine a wage scale for the communication employees. Currently, the starting wage is $21, and the proposed scale would increase the starting wage to $23.50 and go up to $29. Pullman would also like to raise 2 employees beginning July 1st, 2025. Motion by Clues, second by Ellis to approve the starting wage of $23.50 with no range and authorize the 2 employees presented to receive pay increase to $24 and $24.50. Motion carries. Pullman mentioned that this week is Dispatcher Appreciation Week. The board would like to thank all the county dispatchers for their work. Daryl Stephen Carlisle introduced Kate Garner with Prayer Energy to the board. Garner would fill the seats that Todd Foss has since resigned from on the Economic Development Commission. Motion by Cluse and seconded by Rasmussen to appoint Kate Garner to the Wright County Economic Development Commission with a term to expire 12/31/2026. Motion carries. Andy Eckel, Wright County Buildings and Grounds Director, presented 3 applications from the Clarion CDA for the use of the courthouse grounds. Motion by Cluse and second by Bosch to approve the use of the courthouse grounds for June 13th, 2025 for Family Fun Night from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. and June 14th, 2025 for Festival for Kids Zone Activities from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Motion carries. Motion by Cluse and second by Bosch to receive the Wright County 2024 Central Service Cost Allocation Plan and have the chairman sign the certification of the cost allocation plan. Motion carries. Jeremy Abbas, Assistant to the Wright County Engineer, gave an update on the secondary roads. Motion by Cluse, second by Bosch to adjourn the meeting. Motion carries.
Any additions or corrections?
I would like to have, effective 1 July 2025 added into, the paragraph, the last sentence on, the paragraph concerning the communications, employees. So that the last sentence would read, motion by Cluse, second by Ellis to approve a starting wage of $23.50 with no range and authorize the 2 employees presented to receive pay increases to $24 and $24.50 effective 1 July 2025. Motion carries.
Shouldn't that be when it says and the proposed scale would increase the starting wage of $23.50 and go up to $29, shouldn't that just be?
Oh, right.
No, that was what she presented.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
the range she presented,
Oh,
but,
got it.
But
the
it doesn't
motion-
really, it doesn't really say that it's a
Right.
range, it's just says
Right.
23.50 and go up to 29.
right,
But
but I
it should
understood
be-
that.
Yeah,
Uh,
okay,
But I agree with
right,
Ashley.
it sounded different.
So you would like to change that to increase the starting wage to $23.50
Range,
in
I
a
would say.
range?
As
Yeah,
yeah, because it's pending experience, it's
because
not,
that's what she had presented, the range from $23.50 to
range.
$29.
Was that the motion though?
That was
No,
just,
this is-
this is just the,
This is the explanation
The
of what
explanation.
was, what was presented.
yeah.
because
Because
it's just that I would suggest a starting wage schedule between $23.50 to $29 per hour is what her letter states.
okay, I guess that makes sense.
So, change, that second sentence, Pullman has been working with the county HR attorney, Mike Galloway, to determine the wage scale for the communications employees. Currently, the starting wage is $21 and the proposed scale would increase the starting wage to $23.50 and a range up to $29.
That
Period.
sounds, yeah,
That makes sense. Motion to approve with those 2, changes.
Second that. All in favor?
Aye.
All ayes. Just let me know when you got that done. I'll come in and sign. Claims have been around. Open forum for the public input. Okay, Landon Beck, text my gov to discuss services they can provide to Wright County.
Landon is on, Zoom.
You
Morning.
ready, Landon?
Yeah,
Morning.
I'm ready. Do you mind if I turn on my camera?
Please do.
Okay.
as long as you can.
It looks like the host needs to enable the camera.
You should be able to do it now.
Okay. Can you guys hear me and see me okay?
Yep.
Okay. I'll try not to take up too much of your time. I really like to make these board meetings short and sweet just because I know you guys got a lot of pressing matters to get to. I just wanted at a high level introduce you to TextMyGov and just see if there's enough interest or need that we could set up future meetings where we'd have more time to discuss the program in depth. So really just want to cover the a high level overview of the program today. And feel free to stop me at any point and ask questions. I don't want to be one of those salesmen that just rambles and doesn't let you guys ask questions. So feel free to interject and ask questions whenever you want. Um, so TextMyGov was designed to help government agencies connect with citizens, and they do so via text message. In doing some research, we've discovered that over 90% of households use cell phones and use text messages on a regular basis. So it's a familiar and easy way to connect with them and send information. Um, TextMyGov has been around since 2019, and they're approaching 1,000 government agencies, and we cover, a wide variety of populations from under 1,000 to cities and counties well over 1 million. So we can kind of cater to everyone's population size and needs. It's not a one size fits all program by any means. But if you are okay with it, I just like to share my screen and just kind of go over the two main parts of the program that I'd like to cover today. Um, can you guys see my screen okay?
No.
Try it one more time, Landon.
Okay. How about now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, the two main areas I want to focus on are helping residents finding information and reporting issues and sending out those mass notifications. So as far as sending out mass notifications, our program can help counties send out the general information that they'd be posting on their website or maybe through social media or maybe email newsletters, items like such as these board meetings, upcoming tax dates, county events, just general stuff that you're posting now. You could also obviously post through our platform, and it would show up on the resident's cell phone as a regular text message. You guys don't actually have to use any cell phones to send the text message to residents. You would be sending it through our web portal. So you would just get on your keyboard and type in the message, and it would show up on the resident cell phones as a regular text message. Residents can also ask questions of the program, and they can also report issues. So I was just looking at your website here, and I see that you guys already have like kind of a frequently asked question category. So these are things that we could program the to answer via text message. So if a resident were to text in, um, pay property taxes, register my vehicle, register to vote, petition for drainage repair, copy a birth certificate. We can set up auto replies for items like this, and that way, one, residents don't have to call these specific departments for this information if they don't want to. So it does help reduce phone calls, and we can also help them, drop them in the exact place on the website to do these items and get information answered quickly. Also, the real benefit to this is the program operates 24/7. So when the county offices are closed, weekends, holidays, residents will still have a way to ask questions and get answers to those questions. So, and nobody at the county actually has to sit there and respond to these questions. They're all automated. We will sit down and program these responses for you. So, this kind of acts like just a 24/7 assistant for your offices to help citizens when you're closed, when phones are tied up, and also reduce, incoming traffic, to your phones and give you guys more time to do your day-to-day stuff. Um, so I would like to just pause there and just as I discuss those two areas of the programs, setting out mass notifications and helping residents ask questions. Do you guys see value in one side more than the other, or would both sides be something you'd be interested in doing?
I think right now it's kind of a information getting type situation, trying to get information on what your program can all do for Wright County. And
Okay.
then it'd be something that we would need to talk to department heads and see, do you find, a benefit in this? And then, of
Sure.
course, we always need to know the big questions always cost.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'll send over some further information on estimates for price and just kind of an overview of what we talked about here today. I just wanted to make sure I give you guys a chance to ask any questions. Was there any specific questions you had for me before I move on just a little bit further?
No,
Okay. So the other question is, let's say you pay for a software. Well, how do residents sign up for a service like this? I'm going to hop over to Hamilton County's website. As you can see, Hamilton County is a TextMyGov customer, and on the bottom right-hand corner, we do put a website widget for residents to opt into text message if they want to. So they would just type in, looks like they chose the keyword Hamco alerts. They text it to this number here. So the nice thing about this is you're not asking your residents to download another app on their cell phone, create a new account, password, username. All they have to do is text in a keyword, and they would be opted into receiving messages from your county. So it would just show up like a normal contact on their phone, and they would start getting any notifications that your county would be sending via text. The other way we could help opt people in is through a database import. So we work with USPS on supplying you guys with a database of residents' addresses and cell phone numbers. We can actually enroll them in TextMyGov, and you guys would just we would help send out kind of like a press release that you guys are using TextMyGov to send text alerts. If you receive a text alert from the county, um, uh, that's why you're going to start receiving those messages. Residents can opt out of the program just by hitting stop or no. So even though you enroll them automatically, they could opt out whenever they want just through texting, just like they opt in. So it's a quick opt out. We have seen an average of about 40 to 50% of households get opted in. So you guys do have that instant ROI of a big chunk of your county will be enrolled, and we have seen about a 90% rate of people stay in the program when they're auto enrolled because in general they're happy to start receiving information from the county, and it's through text. You're not going to bombard them with useless information. It's going to be relevant information from your county, and they're very happy to be informed. So we do see a lot of people stay in the program. Just to recap, the two ways they would opt in would be one through our database. The other would be they would just text in a keyword to the county, and they'd be opted in that way. We can also set up individual groups. So if certain departments would like to be their own group, citizens can opt in via department, or they can opt in via interest, so they can kind of choose what messages they'd like to receive, and you guys are in control of how many notification groups you'd like to set up as well. So we do customize, like I said, the entire back end of the portion to your guys' needs, and our goal again is just to one, just enhance citizen engagement with keeping them notified with important information from your county, and two, help them find information that they're seeking on a weekly basis, day-to-day basis already. We're just giving them another avenue to do so through text message. So that really is just a high-level overview of our program. I will send some estimates over as far as how much this would cost, and just kind of recap some of the things we talked about today. So I appreciate the time, and if there's no more questions, I'll just plan on sending information over and see if there's further interest for further meetings.
Sounds good. Thank you for presenting to us.
Hey, no problem. You guys have a great day.
Yep, you too.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, review and approve liquor license for Top of Iowa Lucky White. Or Graham all in and. Or Graham, I should say. Need a motion to approve that?
This is, the dram is, looks like it's only for, it's not like a year-long dram, it's only for specific dates.
It's effective August 28th through September 2nd is what I see.
Right, so I think that needs to be in the motion, probably, because it's not like an annual.
Every time they file a
Right.
license, they have to get a German for that date of range. I think it's for something out at conservation. Is it? No?
What was it by?
Lucky Life?
Lucky Life,
That slushy wine lady?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah, Labor Day Festival,
Yeah.
probably.
okay,
so they get a dram for the dates that they're doing the events.
and then do they? So. Are we doing it only for those dates? Okay, and we're approving their liquor license only for those dates, okay,
For festival and farm too.
pardon me?
And that's not the,
That would be
Festival.
for-
oh, that'd be through city, yeah, never mind.
I'll make a motion to approve the liquor license for, Top of Iowa Lucky White, effective August 28th, 2025, through September 2nd, 2025.
Second,
all in favor?
all right,
All ayes. Okay, appoint Savannah Sinitzer to be medical examiner investigator.
Is there a letter request or something?
Done.
There is.
We just emailed it to have it be on the board meeting. To appoint them.
I'll make a motion to appoint Savannah Schnetzer to be a medical examiner investigator for the request of John Aronson's email.
Second that. All in favor? All ayes.
I kind of thought we had done that already before.
She was not on the list,
She was not, okay.
on the January 2nd.
Okay.
Adam,
First item on the agenda is a vacancy announcement for heavy equipment operator out of the Clarendon Bridge Shed. We had an opening, internal transfer from the bridge shed go to, an opening we had in Eagle Grove for motor grader operator. So now we have an opening for, the heavy equipment operator. So just need approval to hire for this position. Probationary period is 12 months. We start them 50 cents less during those first 12 months. After 6 months, they can go up 25 cents based on a review. And then after 12 months, they'll go to full pay. Starting 100% base pay is $29.46 for our heavy equipment operators. We do not require a Class A CDL. We require a learner's permit. So we will help you. We have that policy with secondary roads that we will help you get your Class A CDL. But once you do that, you have essentially a contract period with us that says if you quit like within 1 year, you pay 75% back. And then it drops down from there. So I think it's after like a 4-year term.
and if you don't complete the CDL, you would be terminated.
Correct.
Okay,
What's a normal CDL cost?
I want to say close to $3 grand, $2 or $3 grand.
really?
Because you have to go to a school now. It's not just go get it.
Wow.
Is that correct?
No, you can still come up and take the test. The
You
written
can
test.
written test, but not the driving portion.
You can at the state station.
Yeah,
And
okay.
some counties still do CDL testing. We just
Gotcha.
don't have the requirements that the DOT needs us to have.
But don't they have to have some sort of,
If you go through a school,
yeah,
then that testing, whatever that school does.
Yeah.
Overrides the testing,
Gotcha.
but you can go to
Okay.
the station and get the testing done.
it's cheaper, but we would send them to a school. We've worked that out with North Iowa CDL. But we talked to them. So,
motion to approve, posting for the, heavy equipment operator position in the bridge and sign maintenance facility.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
That'll be posted until May 9th or until filled. Update, last week the guys were out, they ran that area that we had that vacancy in. All the blades went over there, we had like six or eight blades, go over there. They're also blading their entire districts, trying to get those done and buttoned up on the spot rock and engineer miles is what the truck's been started with. You can see down at the bottom of our granular program, we've got about 62% of our allotted, spot rock out to the guys, so that's for spring and fall. So we're doing pretty good. But if we need to go over that, we do. It's just, we try to have them have some sort of idea of how many loads they can get and if their areas get worse and, they just let us know. The engineer miles, those are miles that are get done every year with 325 tons to the mile, or 275, excuse me, I think 275 now. And then we've done 5 of the 64 miles in those areas. 19 work orders were completed, and then the miscellaneous bridge crew finished up the demo on Bridge 20. Any other questions?
Anything else before the board? Oh, good, thank you, Adam.
Need copy those?
Before we go further, Eric, would you like to step up here?
Do it anyhow.
I'd like to present this certificate to you of 30 years of dedicated commitment to Wright County.
Thanks.
Congratulations.
Here, put him in front of me so he looks fatter.
Be a great picture. Warren.
It will
Let's talk it out. And I think you've done an excellent job. In my opinion, over the last 30 years, you've done very well with improving the campsite. It seems to be one of the better ones in surrounding counties, I think. Especially with the quiet water area, so people that have boats can bring their boat and leave them in the water.
Thank you.
Just continue doing what you're doing. Thank you.
No retirement. Only 30 years left.
Oh.
Old business. New business. Meetings.
Betty and I attended the, IDDA meeting in Palo Alto County on Wednesday. And the big news from there was, they have filed, an amicus brief, which is a friend of the court brief. There's currently a lawsuit between Iowa Northern Railroad Company and Floyd County and Sierra Gordo County on a joint drainage district and work that needs to be done in that joint drainage district. Floyd County is the controlling county. And so the IDDA has filed a brief in support of the county's position. This is a big deal. It's in front of the Iowa State Supreme Court. And of course, the railroad is their side of the argument is that it is all preempted by federal code of regulations. So I don't know if the Iowa Supreme Court upholds the lower court's ruling. I'm assuming that it would be taken to the federal Supreme Court for a decision from them. So that was the big news.
I'd move tomorrow afternoon at 5 o'clock in Fort Dodge.
I have DCAT and Webster City on Wednesday.
I have Midas on Wednesday and CFR on Thursday.
And on Friday, last Friday, Mark Thompson was here and they did a legislative, we had elected officials, news media from Humboldt, Hancock and Wright. And we had room full and set extra chairs up, so it was a good meeting.
It's a very
And
interesting meeting.
They talked about new property tax legislation, so.
We
And then,
gave Mark information, what we would like taken back to be discussed.
Yeah, and he took it back to Kaufman.
yeah,
So,
Anything else for the board?
this is the ARPA funds, I think he had sent out an email.
mhm.
And so did you have time to work on that or looking that up for the ARPA?
It cannot be done by resolution.
Okay.
Yeah. It'll have to be either a modification to the memorandum of understanding that we have, which I think that we did a letter with Andy
I did not.
concerning
I
that.
think I was on maternity leave.
Okay.
I probably
Yeah.
did that.
Okay. But I think it would probably just be an amendment to that thing. And I would think that, trying to remember who put on the
Webinar?
I
webinar
think it
that
was
we,
Lucas Binkin.
was it
wasn't
Lucas?
I think so.
Okay, yeah, so Lucas would be a good point of contact, right?
Anything else?
Motion to adjourn.
Second. All in favor?
All right.
All ayes. Thank you.